I'll be honest. This is probably the most talented D-line group I've ever been on. Literally,
Got some
from
dogs.
top to bottom.
Another episode of the On the Fence podcast, where we are commanding the conversation with the voices of Fan Nation.
You.
Today, we are joined by a man whose journey is built on work ethic, resilience, and disruption.
Yes, sir. Fancy the finished product, the Super Bowl ring, the 6'5" frame, the long arms, and the ability to wreck a play from anywhere along the front. But this story goes deeper than football. From Nigerian roots to Texas grit, a prospect who turned potential into power, and a fifth-round pick who made the league respect his name.
From the University of Texas Longhorns to the Houston Texans to San Francisco to winning it all in Kansas City, Charles Omenihu has proven that wherever you line him up along the defensive line, disruption will follow.
Now he brings that championship experience, versatility, and edge to a new look Washington front under Dan Quinn.
Commander fans, today we get to know the player and the person beyond the helmet.
Yup, the one and only Charles Omenihu.
What's good, y'all? What's good?
Guy, welcome to the show, Charles. Thank you for popping on the pod.
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all. Great introduction, by the way. So
for sure, man. We
had
had to do it right. We had to do it right by you, brother.
Right.
Yes, sir. So before we get into football, man, how are you feeling with this new chapter in Washington?
Like I've been saying it quite often, bro. That I'm really happy to be here. I feel like it's a space that's gonna utilize me in a way that I've been searching for the last couple of seasons, and I'm just like I continue to say, I'm extremely happy to be here. From AP, being with AP back in the Niner days when he was the assistant GM, and he was the one that really called in the trade for me, and then knowing about Coach Quinn and his usage of the D line and having a tweener type of guy like myself. Me and him quite often talk about Michael Bennett a lot. That's the guy that he sees my role being like. And then Daryl Tapp, the assistant D-line coach who was here last year, but also Coach Tapp was the assistant D-line coach in San Francisco. And then, Coach Pags Pagano, he was the outside linebacker coach in Houston when I got drafted. Coach Lynn, the running backs coach, was the running back coach in San Francisco when I was there. So there's a lot of, I say this to say there's a lot of carryover as far as the coaches, front office, and a lot of respect that I have for the head coach. And then obviously Coach Henney, somebody that through combat with him being with the Rams, garnering a lot of respect for him, and a lot of guys that used to play for him. Michael Brockers was one of the OGs of mine, and Obo Okoronkwo. They have nothing but good words and high praise, and I've seen it firsthand. So I'm loving it here, bro. I'm happy playing football again. It's a feeling that I've been searching for, and hopefully those things turn into a lot of production going into the season.
Man, I love that. I love that, man. It's basically a homecoming for you.
yeah, bro. Like, I never thought that I was gonna end up being the commander. To be honest, my best friend on the team, Laramie Tunsil, somebody I played with in Houston. I remember when AP hit up my agent, and the first person I thought about hitting was LT. Like, yo, like this might be something real. And I had a conversation with the whole defensive staff, and they kind of let me know the plan for me. And the plan to me was something that was going to really get me back to being very productive on a consistent basis. And I instilled, it was a lot of like a trust thing because, like I said, I just named all the carryover I have, and I saw it to be something that will be good for me. And I feel like so far I've made a really good decision.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely. I
Yeah.
think we can agree to that. The fact of the matter is, since you have so much familiarity with the organization, I think that transition was much easier for you than the average free agent. Walking into a situation like this, especially all the way across the country,
Right.
not playing on the East Coast. I bet it makes that transition a lot easier, considering the fact that man, you have all these guys that you were with back in Francisco, and just throughout your years, and then you relate to the fact that your best friend is the star left tackle.
Yeah.
For the team. So man, it's a great situation. So seems like it's a match made in heaven. And with that being said, I mean, has it started to feel real yet? Like you putting on a burgundy and gold, you just had media day yesterday. How does it feel putting on the threads? And does it feel real?
I mean, yeah, bro. I'm in year 8 in the league, bro. Going on year 8, so like the picture day stuff is cool. I think it'll be more of an exciting ordeal when we play at Philly week 1, game of the week. We're gonna be the big game during the day.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be lit, super lit. And like, y'all know how it is over there at their stadium. It's gonna be everything you want it to be. You know what I mean? So but yeah, I mean, I have learned in the league that you can't get too attached to an organization because things happen, things change. I remember when I got traded to Houston, I was very emotional about that because I felt like I was going to be in Houston my whole career. I was born in Houston. No, I didn't grow up in Houston, but that was like home for me, like extremely familiar space, lots of cousins and stuff like that, easy access for my family to come to games. And there was a coaching and GM change, and they felt like I wasn't in the plans, and I was traded to the West Coast, somewhere I have never stayed a long period of time at. And at that time, that was like the best thing that ever happened to me. So I'm just, you don't, like I said, you don't get too attached. You don't kind of that all like, oh my God type of feeling. I'm on a new team has kind of gone away. I think it's just more so being focused on how can I be my best self for this organization, so that in my mind, like, hey, like if God says yes, this could be somewhere I'm here for 4 or 5 years into my career until till they think I can't pass rush anymore.
Yeah. That's love, man. I know the fan base is definitely happy to have you. The internet was going crazy seeing you in the media day gear and everything, getting your drip on. So it's definitely love. I'm sure the people are going to be happy to hear that. And I hope you're here for the long run as well, too.
100%.
Yes, sir. But before we go too deep into football, I want to start with the name on the back of your jersey. What does the Omenihu name represent to you?
Wow, that's a good question. I haven't had nobody really ever asked me that. But the Omenihu name represents just strength and power. I think it's courage, it's resilience and hard worker. So I think all those things is kind of where I would use that word adjectives for my last name.
Okay, that's
Well,
fine.
yeah, man. I mean, listen, speaking on your last name, in a lot of West African households, there's an emphasis on education, discipline, respect, not wasting opportunity. Was that a part of your upbringing growing up?
100%. My dad was probably a big influence on hard work, getting what you feel like you deserve, putting the time in, whether it's in school or in sports, and just finding a way to be successful.
And so, just for I know Kenny just mentioned West African. Just for the people who may not know, I already know because I'm Ghanaian. So when I hear the name Omenihu, I already know that's my cousin from the other side on there. So I know you coming from a Nigerian background. Growing
Yeah.
up in that Nigerian household, what type of sacrifices did your parents make that you may have not understood fully when you were growing up?
I mean, just their time, and time is precious because you don't really know how your son or daughter is going to pan out. But so when you're making these trips to different camps and stuff like that, some could be like, golly, like if my son ain't got down 5-star, whatever, it might not be making sense. But
Yeah.
my parents stuck through it because I wouldn't say coming in high school, I was just like the greatest. It took to my junior year for me to really, really get a lot of traction with schools. And so I would say I was a late bloomer. I think I fully understood the sacrifice though, and I appreciated it because, I mean, how else was I going to get there? You know what I mean? Like,
For sure.
it takes a village to get to the space that I'm in.
Mhm.
And I know our families. If you're not doctor, engineer,
Right.
you already
Then it doesn't make sense.
know. So many things you could be. Doctor, engineer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So, I mean, let's talk about your Texas roots, right? I mean,
Right.
you were born in you were born in Houston.
Yeah, I was born in Missouri City.
Got you. Okay, and ironically, just for all the people out there, I just moved to Houston recently from DC.
Okay.
Yeah, I live in Cyprus now. By the
Okay.
way. Yeah. So
Okay, where?
yes, sir. So I even got my God bless Texas cup.
Where? Okay.
I don't like
Right.
the fact that it's Cowboys colors, but
We don't
we'll
we
be
don't,
all
we don't
right.
like the Feds Cowboy because we're gonna leave that out.
We'll let
Yeah,
it
we're
rock.
not really rocking with that.
Yeah, we don't rock with that. But would that be? But you were raised around Garland
Yeah,
area.
I was raised in Garland, Texas. I just went to school in Rowlett.
Got you. So you played at Texas and you were drafted by Houston. Man, talk about like how Texas shaped you. Cause I even, even in other interviews, I've noticed that like you talk about, the Austin, Dallas, Houston area, and how much you love, being in Texas. How much has Texas like shaped you like as a person?
Yeah, you more so the state of Texas or University of Texas?
The State of Texas. State of Texas.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean that's home, bro. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's where I was raised. That's where I went to school, in the state of Texas, and I'm very comfortable there. I know a lot of people there, well resourceful there. So there's just a lot of positives and ups to my time in the state of Texas. And I mean, my house is in Texas, in Austin.
Mhm.
So obviously, I have a deep rooted love and appreciation for Texas, and it's where my village is at. It's where all my majority of my friends are at, and where all my family's at. So uh, it's always good. It's always gonna be home for me.
All
Yeah.
right.
Just can't root for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm with that. I
I
love
respect
that.
it.
I'm a
So,
commander.
yes, sir. So, when did you realize that football could change your life growing up in Texas? Because I know football is big in Texas.
So basically, when did I realize when I could go to the NFL?
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
I think the realization of going to the NFL probably was when in college,
Mm-hmm.
like, or really high school a little bit, because when I started getting recruited by like Texas and Alabama and Michigan, Oregon, LSU, Florida, like
Uh-huh.
all them schools, I was like, well, damn, they ain't gonna come at you if you ain't like that. And
Mm-hmm.
like, I think that's what kind of grew my confidence and my swag about myself is when those type of universities they were looking for me. I wasn't looking for them. They were
Mhm.
looking for me, you know what I mean? So that, and then probably in college, my sophomore season, I had a little bit of success, but my junior year, I had a lot more success. And so my junior year, I felt like I almost declared early, to be honest.
Mm.
Mm.
I almost left school early. It was a real decision, thought process, because I really ended off my junior year strong. But thank God that I didn't, because the physical development and body transformation, it took a while for me to get to that. Even when I got into league, like in college, I for sure wasn't physically developed enough really to really be a real factor in the league. I think
Right.
I just was smart, was athletic, and had long arms, so it helped me. But would I say that I was just that guy that was born extremely strong? I was just athletic and big and had long arms.
Mm-hmm.
But like the strength and certain attributes that you gotta really work on in the gym, I didn't have that coming out. So I decided to stay. And really, my senior year is when I knew, yo, like the NFL is a real thing. Like I really could go out there and make my way.
That's love,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
Mhm.
man. So, Charles, somewhere I read that Jadeveon Clowney was a player that you really looked up to, and that was the reason why you wore number 7 was because of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what was it about Clowney that, like, how was it? I'll just say this: like, how surreal was the moment? Not only playing in Texas, but also then getting drafted by the same franchise that Clowney had played for.
I mean, I didn't really think about that because I know he was when I got drafted, he was going through a contract, I think, dispute.
Mm.
Um, So, but as far as wearing number 7 in high school, yes. Everybody remember when Clowney had that inside stunt and just completely destroyed
Dewey.
that impact. Clowney just to me, he made being a deep. Like, I always looked up to D-Ware, and I was fortunate enough to be able to train with D-Ware in the off season. Going in my second year in the league. So big shout out to DeMarcus because he didn't have to do that. It wasn't like I was a first round pick or a Dallas Cowboy, but he just did it off the strength.
That's
And
right.
I appreciate that because 94 was my favorite number because of him. So, but then, like, the new school come in, new age, and then you start seeing this dude from South Carolina who's a 5-star number 1 recruit in the country. He making playing defensive end just look cool, just look fly. I'm like, he had a single digit. I don't think really a lot of defensive linemen were rocking a single digit like as good as he was. 7 was my favorite number. So he just everything just kind of like was like, yo, I really fuck with his game. And so I would watch a lot of Jadeveon Clowney highlights, bro.
Respect.
And when I got drafted to Houston, he was in a contract dispute, and I wanted 90, but he had it, but he ended up not being on the team at that time. And then I ended up still staying with 94. But getting drafted to Houston was a blessing. Bill O'Brien was somebody that believed in me. When I had kind of like things going on before the draft, teams were kind of skeptical on certain things. Bill O'Brien believed in me and gave me the opportunity, and I mean, 8 years later, I'm still doing it at a high level, and I don't plan on stopping. So I think Billy O was smarter than most of the other guys.
Yeah, all it takes is one.
Right.
Yes, sir. So you mentioned how being at the Longhorns, how you stayed an extra year just to really kind of put in that work and build up some of that strength and all of that you needed. What did becoming the Big 12 Defensive Lineman of the Year mean to you, especially knowing the work that you put into that?
It was everything, bro. It was everything. I remember exactly where I was at, bro. I was in the restroom, bro. When
Crazy.
I think they in the locker room, and I think I saw it on Twitter, or the Longhorn people texted me. It was like, you won Big 12 Defensive Lineman of the Year. And it was just like, I was so happy. It was a surreal moment. I had a fantastic senior year. And I just was so happy that people acknowledged my hard work. And at that time, it showed that it was paying off.
What was like your favorite game from that year? When I was doing my research, I saw you went crazy in the Georgia game, but was there a game in particular that stood out to you from that run?
K-State and Baylor. K-State, because that's what started. I had like a streak of like 6 or 7 games in a row with a sack. I was just like going nuts, bro. Like, I was just going crazy. And then Baylor, they couldn't stop me. They tried everything. Like, I was just so like, it was like a swinging door every time when I would rush. I made the final hit to make the quarterback throw the ball out of bounds to win the game. So those 2 games really were like statement piece games for me. Like, I felt like I was just really going against children and having my way. And then I mean, the Georgia game was a stamp on my senior season. A senior season that ain't nobody had a better season than me than Colin Simmons. My last year at Texas was in 2018.
That's
That's
crazy.
7 years later, 6 years later.
Crazy.
So, I don't know. Sometimes, like, you look at it in Longhorn Nation might not always show the love, but like, the number is there, bro. There's not been a man that sacked quarterback more than me until Colin Simmons. And so that senior year was just just a full circle moment of all the hard work I put in for those last 3 years. And I dominated Georgia. I put a belt personally, and then we also put a belt as a team. Good belt.
Absolutely. It was like well rounded. I feel like you had almost a stat. If you could have caught a touchdown, you would have that game, bro. It was like nothing could go wrong for you.
It was lit, bro. You want more appreciation from at that time where I was at, but people see it. It's stoned in, right? Ain't nobody can tell me nothing about my college career. And my senior is one of the best that somebody's had at Texas. So
yeah, man. Dope, man. So let's move on to your NFL career, right? San Francisco. Obviously, you've been in some serious defensive line rooms between San Fran and Kansas City. What do those places teach you about being a pro athlete?
I'd like to first start off with my first D line room though. Like you discrediting
I'm
my
sorry,
guy.
my bad.
I mean, I was in the room with a Hall of Famer with JJ Watt.
True.
I was in the room with a guy, a DJ Reader, who to me for a long period of time was the best nose guard in the league. Still playing, still making bucks. Um, Whitney Merciless, one of the best outside linebackers I've ever played with. So
Exactly.
He's a beast.
yeah, and then I had Angelo Blackston, was a really, really good 4-eye 3 tech that really taught me a lot. And then I had Brandon Dunn, another good nose. Him and DJ were our noses at that time, and I had a vet in Carlos Watkins that even though they brought me in to be that third down guy, and that was kind of his role beforehand, he was mature enough and like just a real. Y'all know the word I'm gonna say next, but I can't say it on the pod.
Yeah,
But you
absolutely.
know what I mean? Like he was a real, you know what I mean? Like that that helped me
Yeah.
when he didn't have to.
Right.
So
Right.
that those first 2 years in the league, I had real guys who wanted to see me thrive and be good. Me and JJ kind of started off rough, but I understood why he was the way he was my rookie year. And I called JJ today. He still helps me out. He checked on me when I had my ACL and things like that. And I've taken pieces of his game into mine. And then obviously, yeah, the San Francisco room was crazy. That probably is the best D line. Not probably. Well, I mean, we got this D line
I'm
here,
about to say we got this one today.
right? But like, who I've played with in regular season games, that's the best D line
Already.
group I've ever played with in my
Already.
whole career ever. Bosa is one of the best defensive ends I've ever seen in my life. His get off, crazy. Bosa is an extremely hard worker. He has quads as big as a gorilla, arms as big as a gorilla, and he just can cover ground, bro. He has precise hands, strong. He's just the perfect defensive end. Like, just really, really good. Eric Armstead, probably the best vet I've ever had. He's a real one, bro. Like he's a real one for sure. Like if anybody as a rookie, younger player has opportunity to play with him, bro, be right next to him, bro. Cause he gonna give you all the game. He's unselfish. I remember my contract year, bro. He let me choose what guard I could rush because we were both the inside rushers on third down. He was like, bro, you go whoever you want to go against. I know you're trying to get the bag. Like
Oh, that's love.
that's the type of good dude he is. One of the best 3 techs I've ever played with. JK, my dog. One of the best specimens I've ever seen. Extremely powerful, and he's also extremely unselfish. Samson was just a complete wrecker. Like, just he didn't care. He was relentless. Me and Samson kind of manned that other side away from Bosa, and he was extremely unselfish about it, bro. Me and him just go back and forth taking turns because we both were in contract years. We're going crazy. So yeah, that was a group that was crazy, bro. And then Kansas City was good. Kansas City was good, obviously playing with Chris Jones. People always sleep on my boy George, but George has really improved every year and has gotten to the point where he got a lot of respect from folks. You know what I mean? Like, he might not be the sexiest looking defensive lineman, but he gets shit done. So that's how I kind of like look at those groups. I've taken something from every single group and have kind of indulged in myself as I've continued on my career. And I've been blessed to go be playing with 3 Hall of Fame guys, and JJ, Bosa, and Chris Jones, and all of them. I've taken something from their game for sure.
Yeah, you mentioned just all of that. There's a lot on there. When you came in as a 5th-round pick, and it seems like at every step of the way, you've just been surrounded by Hall of Famers. Before we keep diving into what you've learned from them, I'm curious to what your welcome to the NFL moment was like when you got to Houston.
Tampa Bay, my rookie year, week 15. Dotson, I forgot his first name, but last name Dotson, hands of steel. Hands of steel. I tried every pass rush move. I tried every pass rush move that I knew. That bit was stoning my ass. Oh my God. Like, I really was like, yo, what the hell? But he was a vet. He was like 13-year vet, dog, like clamps. Like, bro, like he break a chair with bare hands type clamps. Like,
Yo, that's
that
crazy.
shit going on, bro. And he definitely humbled me. Cause that my rookie year, I had 3 sacks. All of them were strip sacks or game winners. Like my first sack of my career was a strip sack.
That's
Ever.
love.
Impact sack.
That's
Yeah, all
wild.
my sacks my rookie year were impact sacks. My second sack of my career was on Patrick Mahomes strip sack. He didn't see me fire ball. We picked up at the 2-yard line, win the score.
Yep.
That was my rookie year. My third sack, game ender, win the division against Ryan Tannehill at Tennessee. So like, hey, I was just a third down rusher. I just came out third down, played a little first, second down, but every time I got to the quarterback, it was impact sack. Every time. When we played the Chargers, Phillip Rivers. I was harassing Phillip Rivers, having the ball. So this is my rookie year. I'm thinking like, yo, this is sweet. Like, this is the NFL. In my head, I'm like, yo, I'm third year. We finna re-up.
Yeah.
That's how I was feeling. So it's like, bro, every time I go out there, I do something good.
Oh man.
So then I ran into my boy Dotson. He was like, hey, calm down, young fella. This ain't that. And it really embarrassing, bro, because like I couldn't do anything. Nothing worked at all. So I just felt like I was in mud. Like he just had me on clamps. So that was my welcome to the NFL moment for sure.
Okay, that's very humbling. Did that add to the chip that I can imagine was already on your shoulder, being a 5th-round pick?
No, it just made it to where like you haven't arrived and you need to keep working. Like it's not easy. You're gonna go against guys who are super elite. So that's just kind of what it was.
I bet.
I had a chip on my shoulder regardless because I had to wait 3 days to get drafted. I got drafted at 1:42 p.m. I thought I was gonna get drafted in the second round. I remember the team that called my agent, but they said I had like character issues or whatever and didn't draft me. It was extremely embarrassing because I had a draft party for day 2. We swore I was going to be drafted day 2.
Oh, wow.
And for me not to, it just really, really angered me really bad. I got over it probably after I got my second contract. So it took me 4 years to get over it.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that explains greatness.
Absolutely, man. So, I mean, we hear this term all the time, right? They talk about winning culture. You've actually been able to instill yourself in true winning in a winning culture program.
Right.
Get to the mountaintop, right, of the NFL. So, from your experience, what does that actually look like when nobody's watching?
Just consistency, bro. Not letting the small things slide. Being on the most smallest details, like from the fan perspective, fans. I've literally gone off Twitter because of the hilarious things I see about with fans in football. But it's the minute details that nobody knows but us that make teams from good to great. It's just the small details in footwork. It's small details on blitz timing. It's small details on checks and not hurting yourself. That is, to me, is what championship culture is. And everybody buying in and having the same thought process that we're out here to kill. We're out here to mop the floor with people. And we're going to do it this way. And we're going to try and execute it 100% of the time, right? All the time. Like if everybody truly stuck to doing their 111, football wouldn't be as complicated as people make it. Right.
With that being said, what lessons from that championship level locker room are you bringing here in to Washington? Because you mentioned
details. Because I'll be honest, this is probably the most talented D-line group I've ever been around. Literally,
I got some dogs
from top to bottom. Like
there's a lot.
Everywhere I was at, it was like a big name, and then really good players. Here, this is a group of really, really, really good players up and down the line. So to me, when you have a group of really, really good players, like we have, like when I say this, we had Hall of Fame player at each stop I was at, and then we had good players, really good players. I'm putting myself in like the really good player category. So everybody else that played on all those D lines were good players or really good players. Here, I mean, obviously we don't have no Hall of Fame players. Like that's not no stab. Hall of Fame, like gold jacket is really hard. But majority of these guys have gone second contracts. You're not getting a second contract just because you can run fast in a straight line. So you obviously have to be really good.
Mhm.
Majority, every single guy there is either a first round pick or have had on a second contract and have played and had success in different places. So it's not a coincidence. We have 8 or 9, probably 10, if you add the outside linebacker. 10 players that I don't care who's out there. You're not messing with us. I truly believe that in my heart. I
Love
believe
that.
that. So I
Love that.
truly believe that if guys are super on the details, and like I would compare it to like how the Warriors were, like where if I double team him, he's gonna get off.
Mhm.
If I like, so you gotta play everybody 1-on-1 and hope that you have a really good day. I don't believe you are. So like that's how I see this D line group. If we're really on the details, if we just buy in, like, yo, this is my job. I know, like, it's a lot of guys. Yo, I want to be the player of the game. All that shit gonna come if you do your 111. That's why I think when you have a group of really extremely talented guys, multiple, you don't have to put the burden on somebody. So nobody has to feel like they gotta do extra. Just do your vibe, and your players are gonna come. Your sacks are gonna come. That's how I see it.
Love
So,
that.
Charles, for the fans out there that don't understand what 111 is, can you elaborate on 111?
Like, I'm a 4-eye. My gap is the B gap. I don't need to go and play the B gap and then try and play the C gap. No, that's the outside linebacker's job. Like, if your job is to work on the lights, don't start working on my toilet. You don't know what you're doing. Do your 111. You know what I mean? Like, you just do your side. Right.
I love that analogy. Love
Yeah.
that. Man, you might need to be a coach after this is all said and done, bro.
I don't think I have the patience for it.
You definitely got the intelligence, though.
I mean, I've been blessed to be around a lot of guys that made it to where, like, bro, the only way you feel like you can be good if you're like, we're all extreme athletes, but what's your advantage? I might probably know what's going on before you do, type stuff. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, 3 steps ahead, my friend.
Right.
Yeah, man. So, still talking about your journey a little bit. I have to touch on the fact that you were part of a Super Bowl winning team.
Yeah.
What did Kansas City teach you about preparation, accountability, and finishing? You already gave us a glimpse of it in how you talk about detail and doing your 111. But like, is there any other lessons you got from that Super Bowl? And I know you didn't play in it, but they wouldn't have got there without you, man. You made some clutch plays leading up to that. I saw the tape.
Lessons. Have a really good quarterback. If I'm being honest, to win that Super Bowl, you gotta have somebody back there. I ain't gonna lie to you. You have to have a dog. You gotta have a dog. I'm just be keeping it all the way G.
I
Like,
know you ain't lying. That's why
has
I'm
to have a
asking.
dog. Because there probably was teams that are more talented than us that we played in that Super Bowl run. But we had Pat, bro. Pat's the best. Pat is the best player I've ever played with. Ever.
Patty's nice.
Overly.
Patty's him.
He can make every throw, every arm angle, that run. He's everything. He can do everything. He's nothing that he can't do. So have a really good quarterback. But I mean, just like I said, bro, that team was just it just locked in when they were supposed to lock in. Just that discipline. Who can be disciplined and on the detail longer when it's even? Who's not gonna false start? Who's not gonna jump off sides? Who is gonna do their 111 more than the next guy? That's what that team was. And then, like I said, we had a really good quarterback. We just executed longer than the Niners did. The Niners probably had more talent if just across the board. They did. They had more talented individuals. But we just was able to do the right things a little longer. We had really good coaching.
I feel like we have the blueprint of that here in Washington. So I'm
With
happy to
AP?
hear you say that. With AP, you said really good quarterback. I'm just saying, I think we got a
Yeah.
little bit of a blueprint of that.
You know?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna love that. This fan base loves Cinco. So anytime you say quarterback, they're gonna be on it.
Right. No, I'm knowing. They have every reason to.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. So you have moments where a lot of players may have folded. What period of your career tested you mentally?
My ACL.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was the hardest moment in my career ever. A lot of times made me question football and question like had a lot of conversation with God because when I tore my ACL, I was at the top of my game.
Mhm.
Like I couldn't be messed with. I knew I was about to get another bag. Like I knew that they had to.
Mhm.
You come back from suspension and you go 7 games in a row with a sack or whatever I did, 5 games in a row with a sack, strip sacks to win the game versus Chargers. Like I don't get the strip sack. Mike Edwards picks up and scores. We don't win.
Mhm.
Plays in the Cincinnati game to keep our playoff hopes alive. First game, I come back, go sack. Then you get a tip pass in the red zone for a pick. Like I just had moments where it's like, again, football felt easy
Mhm.
in a time space where I had adversity already. And then you strip sack the MVP of the league on the one of the
Mhm.
biggest stages in football.
Big.
Everybody at that point has that they know you who you are. If they didn't know who I was then before in the San Francisco time, they know now.
They know now.
So then you go the next play and like your coach is like, yo, you want to go back in? You want to go back in? You like, hell yeah! Like you done got 1 sack already. Why not get 2? Why not just give them even more of a reason to know that I'm coming knocking on that officer's door?
Mhm.
Mhm.
And the next play, you tear your ACL, and I've never in my life, I've never had injury in my football playing life. I've
Mhm.
never
Wow.
been.
Wow.
So
Wow.
to go from 0 to 100 on that type of stage was an experience I'll never forget. But what can you do? Like
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
can't. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing I can do. I can't question God. I can't be like, why me? Blah 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 blah. All I can do is just try and pick myself up, which I have, and keep pushing. And I did, and I got through it. And I would say I didn't understand how serious the ACL injury was until you're in it. And that first year coming back, I wasn't right at all, but I felt like I was.
Mhm.
I came back and had strip sack versus Cleveland. That playoff game versus Houston, I went off.
Mhm.
I thought I played well versus the Bills before the Super Bowl.
Right.
And then to be told by the team that you thought you was going to get a little nice bag that, yo, like, we didn't think you looked right. It was hard.
Mhm.
So those were extremely hard moments in my life,
Mhm.
extremely hard time, but it just added another chip on my shoulder. It made it to where I have another obsession of getting back to that pinnacle of that 2023 season.
Mhm.
The ACL stuff had affected me, and I can feel the difference now as far as how I am now to that explosive, powerful guy. Um, Now I feel back 100%. I thought I was, but I think I am 100% now, and I'm in a place and organization that's going to utilize me in a way to show that.
Man.
But yeah, like I'm at a point where I'm having an extreme obsession with getting back to feeling like football was easy and fun.
Mhm.
Where getting sacks was just inevitable. It's like it's just eventually you're gonna fold. Eventually he's gonna hold the ball a little longer because I'm gonna keep beating you, and eventually he's gonna fall. Like
Mhm.
that's how it was in San Francisco in that first with the Chiefs. Like eventually you're not gonna like the timing is gonna be off. You can't beat me, and you're getting saved by the fact that he's getting the ball off, not
Mhm.
because you're stopping him. So I think I'm gonna get back to that, and but that's what I'm chasing, bro. I'm chasing in the worst way.
Yeah.
And we're all men here. We like a little bit of a chase.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I
Yeah.
mean, just even in your response, I hear the determination and the
Big
passion.
time.
Yeah.
Big, big
Mhm.
time, man. It's crazy because we were that was on our list, and you already answered the question for us regarding the ACL.
Mm-hmm.
That recovery process, and I did have one question for you because some people don't understand for all the fans out there when you had to go through that injury. I know you number one stated that God is who kept you grounded, during that time frame, but also rebuilding trust in your body. Was that a real thing? Athletes talk about it all the time. Did you really have to regain that trust in your body in order to,
No, that wasn't the issue.
no?
No. I that after a couple of games, I stopped being nervous if I make a step, or something's gonna happen.
Mm,
I think it was just physically getting my leg to the point where it was as explosive as what I was before, where it had the stamina to keep going, where I had the girth in my leg and my thighs. Cause I mean, I was strong in my lower half. That was my whole game. So to get back to that was a thing that took a long time. It took 2 years, honestly, to be honest. This offseason, the offseason where I felt like, okay, I'm back at it.
You're back.
Yeah.
You're back. Okay. So this is so
Yeah.
you feel like the old Omenihu from, but pre-injury.
Do I feel like I'm back to
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I think I'm probably. I think I'm also just smarter. Like I think I'm a lot smarter, and I think I'm physically just stronger. That San Francisco, my 4th year, I was getting after people. I can't lie, but that 4th year, I just feel like, bro, I was just timing, just God's timing, bro. Like it's when I really honed in on my body. Is when I was just quicker than guards. They couldn't react fast enough to me already getting on them, and I just felt fast and strong and physical. And then in Kansas City, it was the same thing. It was just I was a lot better. I just kept getting better and better and better at my craft. I think these last 2 years, I think just physically, I was held back. I don't think I forgot how to long arm or swipe, or I didn't lose intellectual power in the game. I just think physically, my explosiveness and power wasn't as imposing as it used to be.
So you mentioned, and it really stood out to me because this is the second time I've heard it come from a player, is falling back in love with the game. What is it about the culture that DQ and AP are building here that really, like, sold you on being here and really made you feel that way?
They're not liars. Like, bruh, I don't think NFL organizations and front office guys understand that. Like, just be straight up with guys. Just be 100% straight up and transparent. That's all players want. Hey man, I think you're a bum. Okay, if you think I'm a bum, cool. Like, you can't be like, I think you're gonna be one of those guys that could play, but then in the back of your head, you're like, nah, he's a bum. He's trash. He's washed. Or like, hey, we see you as a starter. Then week 1, you're not the starter. Like, come on, bro. Like, what are we talking about? And then you do everything you're supposed to do at that. Here, these guys are straightforward, which I respect. They keep it fun, they keep it light, but they also know how it works. And then they're straightforward. Like, that's the number one thing for me, is just straightforward honesty and treat me like a man. Like, you're obviously here because they pay well and you love football. Why do you think I'm here? Well, okay, how do I get paid well? You gotta let me, like, I gotta get an opportunity. If the opportunity's not with y'all, say that. And then, okay, if it is with y'all, how are you gonna use me? If you say you're gonna do this, be a man of your word. And from my experience with them, that's all they've been. And they take care of the guys, but we work hard, bro. Like Chad, one of the best strength coaches I've ever been with. Like, everything correlates to football. Everything he does. So I mean, I see why that first year they went to the MC Champ. I see it. When you have players that love your coach and know your coach is always 100% authentic with you all the time, you're gonna play just a little bit harder than the next team. That stuff all matters, bro. Like, when you know your coach is gonna go to bat for you, that your coach is a real one, like, and everybody has that energy, they're gonna do what they're supposed to do. And when your GM is on that same type of tip, everybody it's just so much more cohesive. Like, that's how it was in San Francisco. They were just honest. Kyle is an honest dude. You might not like what he says. You might not like it, but they're honest. And it's just a good vibe, bro. And it's the same vibe I feel here. And over there, we went to back-to-back NFC Championship games. You know what I mean? So, like, I feel the same vibe here, bro. And that's why, like, I'm happy going to work every day over there, every single day. Like, yeah, am I happy for this break coming up? Yeah, but, like, I'm excited for training camp. I ain't never said I was excited for training camp. I've been telling God I'd be more excited for the season. Let me just get through training camp, Bill. Now, I'm excited for every day what's going to come. And Coach Henney is an extremely great D-line coach.
Oh man, say it again. We've heard it. We've heard it, man. Even from JK saying the same thing, Mook Dog, even from other interviews from other players, and then just his reputation across the league. And correct me if I'm wrong, this is your first time working with him, right?
And I just heard of him from afar. Like his name was familiar from afar. And then, like I said, Michael Brockers and Obo, they played with him. Samson, so they kind of they had really good stuff to say. But yeah, bro, he's a true developer of a player.
Mhm.
Like no matter where you at in your career, he gonna develop you. He will make you better. Like that's a fact. If you come in that joint like you ain't really got this type of skill set, he's gonna keep sharpening your knife till you get to that. That's 100% fact. And he's a straight shooter.
Mhm.
Nice.
Like they told me how they foresee me, and it's been like that since day one. And I can't I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Now that's amazing. It goes back to what we talked about a little bit earlier before we started this interview. It's like I think sometimes organizations, fans, they forget that at the end of the day, you're dealing with people. And
100%.
honestly, regardless of what name is on the company, what name's on the jersey, people work for people at the end of the day. So if you keep it 100 with people, you're gonna get 100% from people.
Yeah,
That's
100%.
so.
Mhm.
Fact.
Yeah, man. So I do got a question for you as far as, from the Washington fans, right? What do you think that they're gonna learn most about you, in this stint here in DC that they might not have seen yet
As far as
on the field?
I mean, they never seen me like I've gone against y'all last year, but I think he's just gonna be a guy that's gonna bring a lot of energy, who's gonna interact with the fans. I'm gonna be smelling for blood to get to the quarterback,
Mhm.
and my whole objective is to take the ball off the quarterback. Um, I want to bring big, impactful plays, impact sacks to the Commanders' organization and fan base, and I just want to be a spark plug, bro. I just want to have impactful plays. That's what I think in my career. The first like 5 years, 6 years, I was really known for like impact sacks.
Mhm.
In the playoffs, I think I have the most strip sacks I've active NFL player in the playoffs. So
Yeah.
like I just big games and impact sacks. Those are like you just I always believe, bro, like you make your name on prime time.
Mhm.
And so we got 6 of them here or 5, something like that. So I mean, every game is a big game, but those games you really, really gotta put your good working boots on.
Mhm.
So that's what I think the fan base is gonna see.
Dope.
Overall, just impact plays.
Dope,
Mm.
man. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So so Mook said it in that interview that's going viral, right? About all the guys we got that can go. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? So when
yeah,
you look at guys like Frankie, when you look at guys like Payne, when you look at guys like Johnny, DA, Mook,
hmm
the plethora of guys, KC, Odafe, like what
right.
excites you about the possibility of getting on the field with all these dogs?
I mean, bro, like I said, you never know. Like you don't know. It's coming from all angles, bro. Like
Mm-hmm.
you just don't know, but you know they coming though.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's not gonna be a team that's gonna be like, oh, this is scrub or nah. Like when you go against our front seven, bro, you're gonna have like you can't zero in on OED. You can't zero in on KC. You can't zero in on Payne. You can't zero in on Tim. Nobody, people ain't really Tim Settle.
Tim,
Settle.
that's my
Like, bro,
dog, bro. He's a
you
dog.
can't, you can't zero in. You can't. You just can't, bro. Like, it is very good players all across the board. Da,
Mm-hmm.
like, so like it could be multiple guys getting off.
Mhm.
Normally, teams can slide to one guy and then everybody else kind of just vibing.
Mm-hmm.
No, bro. If you feel like, yo, if you gonna do that, you're tripping. You're better off just hoping and praying that you can block us one on one. I just don't believe that's gonna happen. I really, really don't. There's no gas. Like I wouldn't even come on here and say this if I ain't believe it. Like I'm not here. I don't get false.
False
I'm gonna be
hope.
respectful, but I'm not gonna get false hope. Like this on paper right now, this is very, very comparable to my Niners teams, especially the 2022 team that lost the Eagles in the NFC Championship game. We go to the Super Bowl if Brock don't get hurt, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
But
True.
that 2022 D line, every single time we got on third down, I knew something bad was gonna happen to the offense. I knew it. One of us was gonna get either a hit, pressure, or sack. I knew it every time.
Yeah, that for a guy who loves defensive football, that just got me amped, bro. I'm ready to run through a brick
I'm
wall
dead
off
ass. I'm so
that.
serious with y'all, bro. Like that's the vibe I get. It's like, please just get us a third down.
Yeah,
That's
that's
it.
gonna be crazy. I mean that's gonna be crazy, man. Like I don't even know how to respond to that, bro. Like
Right.
that's just tough, man. So with that being said, because you said a lot right there, and I'm amped. So I'm just curious to know what's more satisfying, a sack, a forced fumble, or setting up a teammate for a sack? What's more satisfying, man? Because you
You
because
just
you bringing
asked
that
that
energy,
man set up a teammate.
we gotta go for it, bro. Because we talk about all them dogs. We talk about no one knowing what's going on. So which one
Listen,
is
bro.
more satisfying, bro?
Come on, player. Now I
Right.
know what the strip sack, bro.
Come on, man.
Like, I want all my dogs to have success. I want everybody in that interior D line room to have 5+ sacks.
Mhm.
If we all got 5+, whew, Lord,
We all
We
eat.
good. We
Yeah.
it's
good.
good. Come on now.
We all
Just
eat.
if you do 5+, every single active D lineman, don't even count the linebackers, the DB. Like we all at 5+. We eating good.
Absolutely. One way
I
or
mean,
another.
so, but yeah, now I know on the strip sack,
Yeah.
I'm that's gonna be the most satisfying.
Yeah. Okay. Strip sack. I love that. Love that.
100%.
Yeah, Charles. So I want to transition into like the leadership, right?
Mhm.
I mean, obviously you're in year 8 now.
Yep.
What would you consider yourself? You think you're more of a vocal, lead by example kind of guy, or does it depend on the room you're in?
It depends on the room I'm in. I think in this room, I've probably been a little bit more vocal
Mhm.
than in previous rooms. In previous rooms, you had guys who were like Payne's been here his whole career.
Right.
But I think Payne is a little bit more on the like reserve side, lead by example.
Mhm.
I think I'm a little bit of both. Like I don't like talking too much because like who the hell wants to hear somebody talk all the time? But sometimes I like to give like really good positive encouragement, bro. Like when we had practice thing yesterday in our individual time and we was cooking with grease and I just kept on telling guys like, yo, like we on fire, like we doing our thing, like we going. We had team with the one group, and I was telling like just kind of just like, hey yo, like let's focus up, like like keep everybody kind of on like, yo, we can be a top 5 defense,
Mhm.
but it starts in these type of days,
Mhm.
Mhm.
right?
It
Love
is.
that encouragement.
It is.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So when we talk about your leadership, especially for you being an 8-year vet now, and this locker room, I, it's kind of young as far as the defensive line. Y'all got some veterans. I know DYs, DA, they're kind of in the same realm. But like, what do you wish every young player understood about surviving in the NFL when you think about defensive line play?
Find something that coaches and teams know that you're really good at.
Mm,
So either you're going to be a really good pass rusher or you're going to be a really good run stuffer. Now, when you're good at both, that's when they start paying you a lot. But if you're good at one or the other, you're going to have a long stint in the in the league because everybody need a pass rusher,
mhm,
and certain systems require a really good, like if you're an elite run player.
Mhm.
Now the run, we all know the run ain't really just the sexiest thing, but if you elite at that joint, then they're gonna pay for it.
mhm,
True.
But find your niche, really hone in on that, and also, but still never forget that there's another side to it. So if you're, like I said, if you're a run guy, still be decent in the pass. If you're a pass guy, don't be a liability in the run,
mhm,
and then be smart. Know
mhm.
what you're doing.
That's a big one.
hmm
In between the ears is
So that,
important.
yeah, and that's what made me as a 5th round pick. Even though I don't think by any stretch of the imagination that was 5th round pick talent, but that's where I was drafted. So I had to be the rookie that knew I wanted to be. I never wanted to be called out not knowing what was going on.
Mhm,
So probably my D line coach then, Coach Weaver, was probably annoyed with me because I asked him a lot of questions, but I didn't care because I never wanted to have a bust. Like I just wanted
yeah.
to be like, yo, he really knows what's going on. He looked like the vets. Then your talent then takes over.
Mhm,
Mhm.
But if you don't know what to do, how can you really show that you're talented? You're always busting.
mhm.
Especially as a 5th round pick, you don't have that much. You don't have that much rope.
Yeah, very thin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. So speaking about before we move in, just moving into that is you being a 5th round pick. You got traded. You won a Super Bowl. You had a major injury along the way, and now you're in this exciting young team. When you look back at your career, what do you hope people say about Charles Omenihu.
He did everything he said he was gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
He was a fifth round pick and ended up being a 13-year veteran.
Mm-hmm.
He got 2 major deals in his career. He's won a Super Bowl. He's played in 2 Super Bowls. He's been a part of 2 Super Bowl times. He's been to 4+ conference championship games, 2 in the AFC, 2 in the NFC. He did everything that you morons said he wasn't gonna do.
I love
And
that.
I want to do that because I like to shove things in people's faces.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when they doubt you, man. That's one of the best forms of redemption.
Right. I'm still doubted now. People think
Mm-hmm. Oh, for
let
sure.
let Kansas City fans tell y'all suck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like let them let they come on here. What, Charles? Trash.
Yeah.
Trash.
All right.
Ever since he had that injury, trash.
Mm.
He ain't the same. Da 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 da. Okay. I see all that. I see all of it. I just don't say that no more.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what do you're going back and forth with bots.
Mm-hmm.
September or whatever, 4:25 p.m. Lincoln, was it Lincoln Field they feel called?
Yeah, Lincoln Field.
Right. We're gonna be
Sir.
there. Nah, I know gonna be there. Trust me. You're gonna see me quite often, so I can't be that bad.
Let's go.
Talk your shit, bro. That's all I do, man.
every
Let's
every
go.
every place I've been to, I've been an impact player, been a player that's been counted on, but I'm terrible.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like,
Crazy.
make it make sense.
Make it.
Never once in my life worried about not being an impact player on the team.
Mm-hmm.
Facts, man. So
Right.
listen, man, I kind of want to I want to touch on the person behind the player, right? So when you're not Charles Omenihu, the
Mhm.
NFL player, who are you?
Yeah. Charles Omenihu, the goofy, silly, fly dude that likes to see other people have fun. I like to enjoy myself. I like to wear nice clothes. I like to look good. I like to smell good. I like to eat good. Still extremely competitive. I think everything is funny. Yeah, bro, I'm just a little bit more lighthearted than when I'm on the field.
I got you.
Right.
Let me I do want to talk about this if you want to elaborate on it, your role in Divine Tree.
Okay, the guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Devon Tree, the tree. Shout out LT first and foremost for back in 2021, I believe, or 2022. Having Hermes reach out to me, which is my manager now. Hermes and Lalu are the 2 managers on Divine Tree. Lalu's for LT, Hermes is for me. But yeah, me and LT, when LT got traded, we just kind of like really had a really good bond. Quick. He's a Leo, I'm a Leo. He's August 2nd, I'm August 20th.
My dad's birthday.
Yeah, we share. Your dad's August 20th?
Yeah.
He gotta be a boss.
Yeah, he a boss.
He was.
Yeah.
He was.
So,
he passed away, but yeah, sure enough was a boss.
rest in peace, bro. Rest in peace.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
But yeah, bro. So we just hit it off really well when he got traded. We bonded really easily, bro. And they came up to me, was like, "Yo, we want you a part of the guys. Like, we want to represent you. We want to elevate you in spaces. We want to put you in spaces." And I never really understood the reason of having a manager. I had an agent, but then as I got older and I understood why I needed that. And now it's like they like family. Like me and LT told me to tell them to have my locker next to him. Like, that's my dog. I fuck with him tough. He's a real one, bro. Like, he's always giving me pointers. And we do business together now. We um, elevate communities together now. We talk business. We talk life after football because we're gonna be in each other's lives forever. And I'm super appreciative of Divine Tree. We actually have Divine Tree weekend this weekend coming up, where we're gonna do stuff for single mothers on Saturday. So yeah, and so we just do stuff, philanthropy work. They've elevated me. Hermes, shout out Hermes, has elevated me in spaces with people that I would have never gone to if I never joined with them. I can say that with my full chest that he's definitely elevated me outside the football field, and that's something that I wanted. Probably it wasn't necessarily getting that from my agency, but from my management perspective in Divine Tree, I did get that, and he's always on call, bro. I can be I'm a stickler, and that can be sometimes annoying to people because I'm like a perfectionist. But he understands me, works with me, and that's my guy. Like that's my brother. Whatever he needs, he knows that I'm open and willing to do whatever because he does whatever for me.
Mm-hmm.
Super
That's dope,
dope.
man.
Yeah.
That's dope. So you mentioned outside of football, what is something that you probably, well, not probably, what is something that you are learning or working on outside of football that might catch fans off by surprise?
Um, just like Charles the brand,
Mm-hmm.
Charles in the fashion space. I want to work on TV when I'm done with football, but I want to have TV and fashion as a mix that I don't think anybody's done. I'm not gonna say the idea before Emmanuel Ocho goes and
Nah,
does
don't
it.
do it.
Yeah.
Emmanuel Ocho's the dog. That's the big homie. That's my brother. But yeah, just mixing in sports talk and TV personalities with fashion is what I want to do because I think I'm fly. I think I dress really well. I think I articulate myself very well, and I think those two can pair into being something that can be cultivating and big in the industry of TV and fashion. So that's my idea. That's something I'm pushing, and then also I had a YouTube channel, but I don't think I'm gonna spark that up again. But I will be doing short clips and films
Okay.
of my season. I have not named that series yet, but I will. But I think that's what I'm gonna do because, like I said, I'm just rejuvenated, bro. Like I keep mentioning this that I'm happy here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm honestly happy here. I'm glad that God. I remember in free agency, I asked God, please. The money might not be what I want, but put me in a situation that's going to elevate me in a space to get back to where I was at, where I was making double digit a year, and the team really, really invested in me. Obviously, this is the game. How it goes is about numbers,
Mm-hmm.
and to get paid, well, you gotta have numbers up. But I think in the space I'm in now, mentally and physically, I'm in and then schematically, I'm in a space where I feel like I can take advantage of everything that I prayed for, and God has answered my prayer, putting me in the space I'm in.
Amen.
Love that.
Yeah. Yeah, love to see it, bro.
Thank
It's
you.
amazing. It's absolutely amazing. This last part, this last part to this session, this conversation is going to be a rapid fire session. But just the last 2 pointers that you just spoke about, as far as like the individual that you are off the field, what you want to do outside of football, I think that is the most intriguing part of all of this. Is Charles off the field? Yeah, Charles is a Super Bowl winning, Super Bowl winning, high producing, high impact, multitude, defensive end, defensive lineman, because I think you can play multitude positions all across the D line. But at the same time, the individual that you are off the field is the most intriguing part of this whole conversation.
Right.
I just want to say hats off to you. You got a bright future ahead of you, brother, because,
Appreciate
I'm really, that's what intrigues me most, man. I'm sure the fans will feel the same. So,
Facts.
yeah. Yeah,
Facts. Yeah,
man.
nah, for sure. Now, but Kenny, before we get into that rapid fire, I gotta touch on this, bro. You
Okay.
sparked it when you said Acho, Charles. So
Yeah.
I gotta bring this up because I remember how I felt when I saw the clip when they asked you about your top 5 scariest quarterbacks to face. And I respect the list, but I don't know if you know it, but there's this little pseudo, I'm gonna call it a pseudo rivalry because I feel like the Bears fans are trying to create it themselves between us Commanders fans and the Bears fans, between the Jayden and Caleb thing. Now that you've been around 5 more often, what makes him a scary guy in the defender's perspective? Because Caleb's the dog, he's from DC, so I respect that. But tell the people a little bit about what they might only see from 5 if they see him every day like you do.
I think he just has a really good command,
Mhm,
but the probably the scariest thing is that he can make throws from all platforms on the run. And
mhm.
then when he does decide to run, he's faster than your best DB. So I think just the big time explosive play that can happen at any time is probably what the probably the biggest scariest thing that you see and feel when you're on the field. And
Bet.
Mm.
I had to ask that because I already know how our fans be when they hear stuff like that.
Yeah.
They be going crazy.
I've never gone against Jayden. Never in my
Yeah,
career.
facts.
Right.
Yeah,
Of course. And that's from your personal perspective. If you've never gone against them,
Absolutely.
you can't put them on a list.
Right.
So, I respect it. So yeah. So let's move forward into this rapid fire. We're gonna end it with some quick ones. So first question: favorite teammate ever?
Eric, I'm sure.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. What's your favorite sack of your career?
Probably it gotta be either Pat or Lamar.
Okay. The
Mhm.
Lamar joint was crazy. I remember watching that game. I
You're
was like,
always-
who's number 90?
Probably Lamar. Probably Lamar. I think that sack probably put me on.
Yeah, you mentioned it
What's
earlier.
that?
Sure. Best stadium to play in?
LA, SoFi.
SoFi, bro.
Shit
SoFi
fire.
is like that.
Yeah, it's fire.
Yeah. I went out there last year. That joint was tough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Loudest stadium to play in.
The last stadium I've ever played was New Orleans in 2019, Monday night, or was it either Monday night or Thursday night opener of the year? Drew Brees, Superdome. That shit was loud as hell. More recent had to been 2023 Philly
Okay.
in the championship game.
Okay.
Shit lit.
Yeah.
Lit.
Philly fans
Overly
get
lit.
crazy. They
Overly.
get crazy.
I bet. All right. Okay. Texas barbecue or Kansas City barbecue?
Texas.
He said,
I
no
knew it.
question.
I
No
knew you would say
question. So, favorite Nigerian meal?
Nigeria.
For sure. Probably a goosey soup.
I knew
Easily.
Gucci.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of
So
Gucci.
I mentioned I'm Ghanaian, so you know I gotta
Right.
bring this in here.
The
I'm be
jollof
careful though.
rice.
I'm gonna be careful. You know
Wow.
the jollof debate
Everybody's
is
talking about
serious business, Chalet. You already know.
Nigerian jollof for sure.
I mean, I wasn't gonna ask you which was better because I already know the real answer. But I knew you were gonna stand 10 toes on that. But so I'm gonna ask you: have you ever had Ghanaian jollof and respected the competition?
I have had Ghanaian jollof.
Uh-huh.
My boy KO is Ghanaian. I've had the jollof rice before. Do I respect the competition? No, because there is no competition.
Oh, Chalet, please, this one. Oh man! All right.
Yeah.
Hey.
My bad, Ken. You know we have to handle the West African business
know,
real
y'all
quick.
can
You
handle
know?
Right.
My wife is from Ghana, so you know.
Okay, word.
I've actually been to Nigeria 4 times, so you know, that was the first country I ever traveled to.
Okay, that's hard.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah, man. So, all right, next question: sacks or forced fumbles? I think I should know this, but go ahead. Sacks or forced fumbles?
Wait, sack force fumble or just regular
Sack
fumble?
or forced
Forced fumbles.
Sacks.
Sacks.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead,
Home game energy or road game silence?
I like being on the road to make the piss them off.
Mm-hmm. Especially the Philly fans. Can't wait
Yeah.
to hear us run quiet or first game.
Okay. All right. Best advice your parents ever gave you?
Trust in God.
Amen.
What's one Commanders player fans are sleeping on?
Caleb on.
Okay. All right. Chase on.
I don't know why, but
he's about to go crazy.
He's gonna go crazy. I hear you. All right. One word to describe this Washington chapter.
Finish.
Okay.
Finish. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Man. Well, what should fans expect from this defense?
I believe it could be a top 5 defense. Yeah, I believe it.
All right.
Okay.
All right, bet, man. Well, that's it for the rapid fire, Charles. We appreciate you, man. Thank you for letting us get to know you better, and not just as a player, but like the person. I think that's the most intriguing thing. Like Kenny said earlier, man. Like prior to this moment, you, in my opinion, were one of those people that I feel like people are sleeping on, and I see it just from the energy of watching how you carry yourself on social media, the flyness, the confidence, how hard you work. I remember when we were in London, how you was seeing the sights, but then immediately training and all of that. So I'm so thankful to get a chance to talk to you, bro.
We're gonna be doing it again, Paris.
Yes, sir. Hey, let's go, bro. So thank you for bringing that culture, your pride, your intelligence, all of that, man. And we can't wait to see what you're gonna bring next.
100%. I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate y'all having me on, and it's gonna be a good year, bro. I'm like I said, I feel good. I feel happy. So, and I love the system that Durante is implementing, and Coach Henny and Coach Tapper really supplementing it to where the D line can really have their way, and Coach Pag. So, I think it's gonna be really good. I'm excited. I'm happy, and I can't wait to be back for training camp.
Yes,
So
sir, man. Hey, as things continue to progress, we would love to have you back on. But as we get out of here, you got any shout outs, anything that people need to know? I know you mentioned you and LT got something, some philanthropy
Yeah,
work going on.
yeah. I mean, shout out to Devontre.
Yes, sir.
Uh, it's if you don't know about us, you will. Um, Big into philanthropy, big into making the people happy and smile. And me and LT being on the same team and playing in our as older guys now in our careers, not older, but like older than when we played with each other at the beginning of my career and his, and now in our primes. Um, we're gonna feed off each other, and that's my guy. And I hope Commanders fans make that short flight to Philly and completely take over Philly, because week one is game of the week. It's going to be electric. I'm going to be excited at that point, and it's going to be fun, bro. It's going to be fun. I'm excited to play with this whole group. I'm truly excited to see how training camp is, because you're getting pads, you get to see it in live action, and I'm excited for this season. I think this season is going to be really good for me, and if it's really good for me, I know it's going to be really good for everybody else. So,
Charlie,
yeah,
you said it
amen.
best. Amen.
100%.
Damn right, man.
So,
Happy to
love,
have you on, Charles. It's a pleasure connecting, brother.
appreciate
Sincerely,
y'all
man.
players.
The fans gonna love this one.
Hell yeah, y'all be easy. Y'all be safe, bro.
I appreciate you, man.
All right, bless.
Raise the trail, raise hell, raise hell. Hell to the Commanders will prevail. Raise hell, raise hell. Hell to the Commanders never fail. From kickoff to the final play, we're here to win, come with me. Together strong,